Hello and welcome back to Surrendered Homeschool. Today I'm excited to share what I think is one of the hidden gems of elementary homeschool science, Rod and Staff's Grade 2 Science, God's Created World Set, 2nd edition. Released in 2021, this edition replaced the older 1982 Patterns of Nature set, and in my opinion it's a huge improvement. We tried using the previous edition with my oldest child, but we just couldn't make it through. This updated version, however, is exciting, well organized, and a joy to read. The complete set includes a hardcover student textbook, a student workbook, and a hardcover teacher's guide. So let's open it up and take a look inside. Let's take a look at the student textbook. Rod and Staff is often known for its simple grayscale curriculum, but this Grade 2 God's Created World program is completely different. Every page is filled with bright, vibrant illustrations that make the lessons much more engaging for young learners. The book includes 30 lessons covering topics like seasons, plants, a wild variety of animals, astronomy, weather, and geology. I've flipped through the book every few pages so you can get a good look at just how beautiful and thoughtfully designed it is. As you can see, every page is filled with vibrant, colorful illustrations. The book uses a beautiful combination of hand-drawn artwork and professional nature photography. The reading level is also very approachable for young students. In fact, my daughter sat down and read the first 10 chapters in a single sitting before she even finished first grade. She loves the book and still enjoys picking it up to read again and again. Even my 9-year-old enjoys looking through it because the pictures are so engaging. If you're familiar with Rod and Staff, you'll probably notice that this textbook is quite different from most of their other curriculum. Instead of pages that are mostly text, this book actually contains more full-color illustrations than text, making it especially appealing for young children. Now let's take a look at the student workbook. As I mentioned before, God's Created World has just 30 lessons. Rod and Staff designed it this way because they know that second graders need to be focused on reading, writing, and math, and this program is meant to whet their appetite for science without overwhelming them or taking too much time. Each lesson in the student workbook is 4 pages long. The first page always features a full-page illustration with a simple activity usually designed to reinforce the lesson's vocabulary. Students can also color this page if they choose. For example, in Lesson 5, children label the parts of a plant. In Lesson 11, they label the stages of a bird's life, from building a nest to the young birds learning to fly. In Lesson 22, they fill in the stages of a frog's life cycle. And in Lesson 28, they label the parts of the water cycle using simple, age-appropriate language. I especially appreciate that all of the vocabulary words are provided right on the page for students to copy, rather than expecting them to remember spelling. I also like that they have the opportunity to express themselves creatively through coloring if they want to. The other 3 pages in each lesson contain more traditional workbook activities such as fill in the blank, matching, and true or false questions. The amount of writing expected is minimal, which I think is very appropriate for second grade. In our homeschool, we actually plan to do most of these questions orally while sitting together on the couch. It's a simple way to check my daughter's understanding and naturally spark conversations about what she's learning. Every few lessons, you'll also find an extra hands-on activity. The tear-out pages for these are located in the back of the workbook, and they require only a few basic supplies like crayons, scissors, and glue. There are no elaborate or messy experiments to prepare for. I've used other levels of Rod and Staff science, and one thing I've really come to appreciate is that they respect the family's time. The curriculum covers the essential science concepts without turning science into the focus of the entire school day or requiring expensive materials or complicated projects. Lastly, let's take a look at the teacher's manual. Unlike some of the higher level Rod and Staff teacher guides I've used with other subjects, this one doesn't add a great deal of additional content. That's likely because the Grade 2 science program doesn't include any tests. The teacher's manual contains a reduced size copy of the entire student textbook, along with occasional teaching points and discussion prompts in the margins. It also includes the answers to all of the workbook exercises. While I don't think the teacher's manual is absolutely essential for teaching this level, I do appreciate having my own copy of the student pages. It means we don't have to share a single textbook during our read alouds. My daughter can keep her own book on her lap and sit however she's most comfortable while I follow along in the teacher's guide. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to share this lesser-known elementary homeschool science curriculum with you. I have been really impressed with this updated edition and appreciate the simple, no-prep approach it takes while still making second-grade science engaging and enjoyable. It provides a wonderful introduction to science without adding unnecessary complexity to your homeschool day. If you're interested in more simple, straightforward curriculum from Mennonite publishers, be sure to check out my other videos. I'll link my other science reviews in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.